It's 6:30 a.m., June 6th, 1944. You're crouched inside a cold metal box floating in the English Channel. The sound of explosions is deafening. The man next to you is praying. The man in front of you is vomiting. You can't swim, and in exactly 30 seconds, that ramp is going to drop. To understand what you're about to face, we need to go back 24 hours. You're Private James Miller, 19 years old, from Ohio. 3 months ago, you were working at your father's farm. Now, you're part of the largest military invasion in human history, Operation Overlord. 156,000 Allied troops, 5,000 ships, 11,000 aircraft, all targeting one coastline, Normandy, France. Your specific target is the most heavily defended beach of all, Omaha Beach. Your sergeant turns to the men. His voice is steady, but his eyes tell a different story. He says, "When that ramp drops, you run. You don't stop. You don't look back. You run." You grip your M1 Garand rifle so tight your knuckles turn white. The man beside you, Tommy, your best friend since basic training, puts his hand on your shoulder. He says, "See you on the other side." You don't know what he means by that. Then it happens. The ramp drops, and hell opens up in front of you. Machine gun fire tears through the men ahead of you instantly. The sergeant is hit before he takes 3 steps. You jump into the water. It's freezing. It's chest deep. Your equipment weighs 70 pounds. Men around you are sinking, drowning before they even reach the beach. You push forward. Bullets hit the water around you like raindrops. You don't think. You just move. Reach the sand and throw yourself behind a steel beach obstacle. You're shaking. You look left. You look right. Of the 30 men who were in your landing craft, you count only 9 still moving. Tommy is not among them. You have 300 meters of open beach between you and the cliffs, and every inch of it is covered by German machine guns. For 20 minutes, you don't move. Nobody moves. The beach is chaos. Bodies everywhere. Wounded men crying out. Landing craft burning in the water behind you. Then something changes. A colonel named George Taylor stands up in the middle of all that fire, in the middle of all that death, and he shouts words that will be remembered forever. 2 kinds of people are staying on this beach, the dead and those who are going to die. Now let's get the hell out of here. And somehow, men start to rise.
You stand up. Your legs feel like they belong to someone else. You run. Men fall around you. You keep running. A soldier beside you throws a grenade at a machine gun nest. It goes silent. You reach the base of the cliffs. You're bleeding from your arm. You don't remember being hit. A medic appears from nowhere and wraps it in seconds. He's already moving to the next man before you can say thank you.
Small groups of rangers have scaled the cliffs using rope ladders. They're taking out gun positions one by one. The German defense is starting to crack. By midday, American forces have carved out a thin strip of beach. It cost an enormous price. At Omaha Beach alone, approximately 2,000 Americans were killed, wounded, or went missing that morning, in just a few hours, on just one beach. You sit on the cliff edge for one moment and look back at what you just crossed. The beach below is unrecognizable. You think about Tommy. You think about the sergeant. You think about the 19-year-old version of yourself who was on a farm in Ohio just months ago. And then your lieutenant taps your shoulder and points inland. Because this was just the beginning. Today was the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany. Within 11 months, Hitler was dead and the war in Europe was over. The men who stormed those beaches that morning, most of them teenagers and young men, changed the course of human history. Of the 156,000 Allied troops who landed on June 6, 1944, over 4,400 were confirmed killed. Many more were wounded or missing. They were ordinary people asked to do something extraordinary, and they did it. Today, the beaches of Normandy are quiet. Tourists walk where soldiers once ran. Memorials stand where men once fell. If you ever visit, take a moment. Stand on that sand, look at those cliffs, and remember what it cost. Private James Miller made it home to Ohio. He never talked about that day for the rest of his life, but every June 6th, he would sit alone on his porch and just stare at the horizon. If you want to experience another untold story from the deadliest conflict in human history, the next video is already waiting for you.